And I'm learning the nurturing and the loving and the, because I'm the credit card dad.
Yeah.
What do you want? You come home crying, oh, my best friend, everybody hates me. Okay, let's go get your nails done, babe. We'll get you some new shoes. Right, and eventually, you know how that is. Reality kicks in. You could do that for so long, right? So it's like, but then you want your daughter, you want your children to be prepared for life. It's like, hey, sometimes you just gotta get fucking tough.
Yeah,
right?
Sometimes it has to kick you in the teeth.
But how do you present that in a manner that is safe, that they can receive it, right? And that's where
it gets wonky.
At 16 years old, that's a tough age.
Yeah,
that's a tough age, and I don't know. If she's a girl, I don't know what the fuck they do. I don't know.
Well, and I was gonna say that's hard too, because it's not like you grew up with like sisters, where it's like you kind of learn like what you're watching, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
And I think too, like my husband's talked about, like, because he's always been a big guy, that like people would purposely fuck with him because he was a bigger guy, like just to see, like what would happen. And he kind of said the same thing. Like you have to kind of develop this like sense of like, I'm gonna fuck around and kill everybody just so everyone will just kind of back off a little bit and not mess with you just because they're like, oh, you're the biggest guy in the room, let me just fuck with you just because. And he's like, I'm just trying to get from point A to point B without anybody fucking with my shit. And it's hard. And then you have a daughter because the universe is like, here, let me teach you, And it's like you said too, is that having a dad who was around more in a way of like, he earned, he provided, not necessarily like he sat with you and, like talked to you. Right. It would be hard to know then how to do that with any child, boy or girl. Like, how do you show up without doing it in like a financial provider kind of way instead of an emotional, tell me about that. And I love you, and it's still going to suck a little bit, but that's as far as we're going to go with that.
How do you show up? And that's, I don't think I didn't receive that part of like how to show up without the providing financial means, right? Yeah. And even now, like you say, I don't know why. It's funny you say that, because I feel like sometimes guys are trying me or they pushing the line, because we operate off a point system, right? We operate like I'm a one up you type of deal. So they're like, oh, let's mess with the big guy, and maybe that's how they say. You walk in the room and you slap the biggest guy in the room, right? So it's kind of a weird deal, and it's like, yo, that's some movie shit, yo. Right. Because you're gonna push the line, the consequences of that could possibly be. But even more so, like when I'm a girl's dad,
right?
So now I definitely gotta walk out the door with my chest out, because statistically showing, young females, I hate to go down this rabbit hole, but this is something that I'm weary of, that women, young girls tend to get assaulted when their dad isn't present, or the dad's a pussy.
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
Right.
So it's like I always got to come in, and you walk out the house with a bear, like, with this mask on, being a bear.
Yeah.
And then, as if you practice something a certain way, you become that.
Right.
It's like you being in a fucking movie role, and you playing this character for so many years. You know what I mean? You lose parts of yourself, right? That character consumes the other part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what you mean, that the switch, when you go back in the house, it's like, okay, I'm back in the house.
Right, I don't have to do that.
I don't have to be that person right now. You know what I mean? I could be like...
Which is also exhausting, for like you guys too, because that's what even Angelo said. He's like, I never realized... Because, I'm always like, I always walk around like ready for like whatever's, going to murder me, because it's just like my personality, and it's, I was in law enforcement for a little while. I think everybody, I'm like, we're always going to die. I always have to be ready. And when we very first started dating, it would irritate him, because I was always like watching the room, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, logically in my mind, yes. Am I going to like save him? No, there's no fucking way. I'm an entire foot fucking smaller. Like, what am I going to do?
Right.
But he eventually was able to say, like, he's like, when I watch the world from your viewpoint, as small as you are and as like girl as you are, he's like, it is very different. Like, you, everywhere is dangerous. Like, everywhere you go, like, it's easy for you to be a target. He's like, I've always walked around this big guy. Like, who the fuck is going to do anything? And so then you like add in having kids, right? Whether it's boys or girls, and you're like, fuck everything. Like, now I have to bubble wrap all the things, and it's like, where do you let that go? And then you get home and you're like, okay, I don't have to protect, I can just chill the fuck out. But it's hard to like take that hat off and be like, okay, I can just chill a little bit. And like you said, like not going into like automatic like fix it for her, and just being like, let me just sit with her and like hear her, but not fix it, not buy anything, just sit with it and teach her to do the same thing, but that's That's fucking hard.
Have you two taken the love language quiz?
It's just, no.
Me and my kid? No.
You should.
You 100% should.
I'll check it out. Yeah,
Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Really?
No.
You hear my voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think Gary Chapman is the one who created it. I think that's his name. I could totally be talking out my ass. But anyway, everybody feels love like differently. There's like 5 different categories. There's words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. And everybody like feels love differently based on how they were raised and like whether they got too much or not enough or whatever. And then there's like a combination. So out of like 100%, everybody rates like a certain amount of each one. And then you usually have like 1 or 2 that are much higher than the rest.
Okay.
And then, I mean, you can use it in couples. Like obviously you use it a lot in couples, but you can also use it in like a parent-child relationship and how you discipline them and how you like show love and teach love and all that. So my husband, like Mike and I are very similar. Both of us are words of affirmation, and then his second is physical touch, and mine is quality time. And then like my third is physical touch, and his third is quality time. So we're very similar.
Yeah, similar, yeah.
Yeah. But my ex-husband, my girl's dad, and I were like polar opposite. Like so very opposite.
Right.
And the entire time, because we were together almost a decade.
Right.
And then we had our kids. My girls are, like a year apart, so we had them very close together, and then we split. I left when my youngest was like a year and a half. But that entire time we were together, we talked about having kids and and I was like, you're going to be royally fucked if you have little girls because you do not offer like any sort of like words of affirmation or words of encouragement or things that little girls like value how their dad sees them. And he was like, he would never give me like compliments, which my number 1 love language is words of affirmation. And we took this quiz when we very first started dating, and he knew, and like it essentially ended up withholding for other reasons, but would withhold that, and then no matter what else he did, like he'd be like, oh, I bought you flowers, oh, I took your car to get like the oil changed, whatever. And while those are his love languages, acts of service, that didn't land the same with me. So I didn't feel the love that he was like trying to give. And so learning to love someone in their love language is like it's like game changing, whether that's for your kids or your spouse or your friends. And I do that. I have all my staff members take the love language quiz so that I know like how do they feel appreciation, how do they feel seen, because everybody just feels things differently. But I have noticed with my girls, they don't, I mean, obviously they're too young to take quizzes right now, like 4 and 5, but I can definitely see, like, both of them are physical touch, 100%. Yeah. And then I think they're also probably, like, quality time, too, because sometimes they just want to, like, be. They just, like, want to be with you. They want to, like, do things with you. But, which is good in our household, but in the other household, it's not quite the same. So, I often hear like things about how like oh, daddy doesn't let us do arts and crafts, or like daddy doesn't let us do this, daddy doesn't let us do that, and it's all very much like quality time, physical touch things. And they are noticing even at 4 and 5 that they're not getting those things in the same fashion that they are with us, but those are more natural for us. So it might be interesting to see like how she feels and like both receives and gives love.
Right. Yeah.
Because it'd be interesting if like dead last for her is gifts, but then that's like how you're showing her. Yeah. You know what I mean? It'd be interesting.
I kick myself in the ass if the last thing is gifts. You're
gonna be like, I want all my money back.
Want it back, right?
Because I'd be willing to bet his is words of affirmation.
That sounds like a.
It's interesting. Yeah. I got real lucky. Angela and I are exactly the same.
I could get the info from them.
Yeah.
I could do that on like my first dates and shit.
Yeah, you should, because it really does help, because it just makes you see
off the top, like, hey, just you're not.
Yeah, and if she's gifts, you're like, fuck no, I already have one of those. Go.
Yeah.
You gotta go back.
Well,
get out.
It's like, hey,
important for you to know also
how people show up for you.
Share that with people in your life, like with your daughter, or if you do get in a relationship with someone, and be like, that was like the first thing Mike and I did before we were even dating, and both of us had known and had already taken the quiz, like separately. We both knew about it. and both of us are very much like words of affirmation. But my dad, like I grew up with my dad, who even when he was like doing all the drugs he could find when I was younger, was still like, I'm proud of you, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, was super Mr. Encouraging. So even now, like looking back as like a sober, responsible adult, knowing that like he in fact did not shit glitter. I still then thought that he did, and so everything that he did landed so much differently than like
because like if yours is words of affirmation and like you're like, I just want to hear that I'm doing good, or that I'm a good dad, or that, you know, my hard work matters, then you share that with the people that are in your life, because then that's how they show up for you, instead of trying to guess. Because like my mom is gifts. That's her number one, and that's dead last for me. I could give a fuck about a gift. Like, it just doesn't, I'm like, it's cool, but like it's not that. But if you hug me or you spend time with me as my spouse, like that matters more to me than anything, you know? And so for me though, when it comes to my mom, I have to remember, like, I need to like get her a little trinket or something, because that just makes her feel good, even though to me I'm like, that doesn't mean shit. It makes me uncomfortable more than anything. But and what's interesting is that they say, for not everybody, but for a lot of people, what your love language is what you didn't get enough of as a child. So just FYI.
Oh, okay.
So it's just interesting, and like she said, like having your daughter do it's good too, because then you can see, like, am I showing up for her in a way that is authentic to her, not in a way that I'm creating, right? And then helping her to know how to give back to you as well, because it helps you to have your cup filled as well. Yeah. Because it is hard as a parent to not feel like everything's being sucked dry out of you.
Which is...
I don't even... Well, you know, my deal is like, am I doing good enough? Right, that's my thing. I don't know. I just always been like the giver, right? I've been the giver, the caretaker type. But it's like, yo, am I doing what I need to do for her to be a happy?
Have you ever asked her?
See, that's the thing. We talk. We're just alike. She's like, oh, you okay, dude? You know what I mean?
Like, you're good. Yeah, exactly.
You're doing okay.
Yeah.
But like the mushy talk, like sometimes we do constantly always say we love each other, but you know, after a while you say it over and over again, it kind of loses its intensity. Not I want to say value, but loses its intensity, right? So,
she's just the love language thing is really.
Yeah, I would definitely check it out. She's always into stuff. She's into things like that, right?
Yeah.
My daughter has civilized me also, so she knows that. Yeah. Like sometimes, like we could be out and she like, Dad. I'm like, all right, goddamn, wheel it in. You know, we used to have code words like pineapple or some weird.
She's like, right here. Like, don't fuck around.
Calm down, right? You know, calm down, because like how you were saying, like my daughter's like, Dad, calm down. Yeah. You know, when we go out, I'm on fucking I'm a high level, right? Like on alert, watching everything. Yeah. And she's like, Dad, calm down. It's like, do you know, she pulls out like stats out of her ass. What's the chance of somebody coming up and shooting up a Chipotle or
there's still a chance.
Texas Roadhouse? But it's like, you watch, it's like, oh my God, and then because I'm so in that protective mode. Yeah. You know, I'm not enjoying
the moment.
You know, our night out, right? You know, our daddy-daughter dates or whatever the case may be. Yeah. You know?
And it does. And it's also exhausting. It's not like fun. It's very exhausting.
It is weird because I've done that all the time. I don't know. I don't know any other way.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know any other way.
Yeah, I've been doing this probably since out of the womb. Yeah. I'm like, who's going to fight me now, motherfuckers? Yeah. Taking the umbilical cord, bitch. Yeah, I see you.
Who's sizing me up or who's plotting on me or...
See, we are so much alike, you and I. Yeah, we're very similar.
Yeah.
I used to be a lot more trusting, not nearly as much. I'm not quite like her, but I'm definitely like more aware and alert now, specifically since I've had children. I'm always like looking or trying to like make sure that my kids are protected here or this or that, you know, like I don't know. But it's interesting because in my previous, like with my ex-husband, I didn't really ever feel like safe with him. So I always was like kind of hyper vigilant, very much like I kind of was always like watching and like looking at my surroundings and making sure like, okay, that's where the exit is, that's where the bathroom is. Okay, I know this person can trust me. Like, and I never really like
relaxed.
Yeah, I never. Yeah. And now with Mike, I'm fucking like, I don't know where my fucking keys are half the time. I'm just like,
you just good, right? Yeah.
He's very much like, are you sure you were as like independent as you say you were before you met me? Because you can't even make yourself a damn bowl of cereal now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel so safe. You're not gonna let me die. And he's like, I might.
Yeah, if you keep fucking around.
But you don't feel safe. You put all these things, these safety mechanisms in place, right?
Right.
And it's weird that you say how you say you trusted people. I don't think I have a problem trusting people.
No.
Well, what I say? Well,
I'm like,
hear me out though. It's kind of
I was like, let me keep going here,
So
Jordan.
let me keep going. I trust people for exactly who the fuck they are. Okay. I done already made a make on you the first 5 seconds I met you. Okay. I already done peeped out who you are.
Yeah.
Right, because you can't hide. I've been around the bullshit so long.
Right.
I know exactly who you are. I don't care how much of a manipulator or fucking Einstein level or genius level, I can see it.
Yeah.
So I trust you to be exactly who you are. Mm-hmm. So it's not a shock to me. Mm-hmm. So it's automatic. I don't ran a make on you. I already have a boundary in place. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're not going to get this far. The other people may get this closer, whatever, right? It's always a moving target when it comes to dealing with people.
Yeah.
But like one of my mentors always says, like, hey, just the back say if it's a snake, eventually a fucking snake gonna bite you. That's the nature of a snake.
Right. Like the scorpion and the frog.
A thief is the same way. A liar is the same way.
Right.
Someone that's their personality is based on what can they get out of you type of
Right.
Whatever the motive may be.
Yeah.
You trust exactly for what they are, and it's there's kind of a sense of my damage control. It's like I ain't gonna get mad at you. I knew you was a clown when I met you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
Yeah. So, and I could play the game just like you, like, that's my homeboy and that's my homegirl. Like, no, I don't fuck with you for real. Yeah. I'm just playing a part.
Yeah.
Because the environment is the need for me to play the part in this environment or whatever setting it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have people in my life I don't really like to fuck with, right? Yeah. But, it's a reason that I have to.
Yeah.
I have to deal with them on some level.
Right. You're like, hey, how's it going? I fucking hate that bitch.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But
that's to me all the time.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and it's fucking people.
People are exhausting. They're the worst.
If somebody wanted to do something to me, I have like 5 places that I go. Not even that. It's not even all the time. You know what I mean? It's home, work, home, dojo, and
back home.
Everybody can map me out. It's not. I don't.
I like to just be home. Yeah. I'm getting ready for bed at 4:30 p.m.
If I didn't have if I didn't have the responsibilities that I have, I probably wouldn't even go to the dojo. Right? Yeah. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I just stay at home and just fucking.
Well, and I think like you're saying too, is that like at a very young age, you had to take care of yourself, and that you become a different person when you become parentified. You become a different child when you have to be the caretaker of yourself and of anyone else at an age way before you should have been. You know what I mean? So it always leads you down this path of being more. You have to read a room faster because that's how you stay alive, right? You have to read people very quickly to be like. The fuck we will? Absolutely not. Yeah. So I mean, it makes a lot of sense, and that it also is why you would protect your bubble, your space, and that of the people you love even more. And I think that's why, like, even when my husband and I are out, even though I'm 1,000% sure nothing bad will ever happen because of him, it's also what is the most terrifying to me is that something will happen to him. You know what I mean? And that for me is where like the hypervigilance I think comes from, is that I just want to like bubble wrap him and my son too. Like. If he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom, I'm like, go with him and just check. You don't have to stay in there with him, but it's like the fear for me that like somebody would do something to 2 of them is like what makes me still feel like nervous, I guess, about the world, because the world is so fucking crazy, and every day it seems to get crazier and crazier, and I'm just like, could I just bubble wrap the fuck out of these 2, and fuck everybody else's bullshit? And so that's why, like, staying home for me, I'm like, fuck, we'll stay home all the time. I don't give a fuck where we go.
And my house is set up that way. Like, I don't have to really go nowhere.
Yeah.
Except to go get food.
Yeah, exactly.
And the place that provides the money for me to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's it.
But my house is like, I got, the consoles, and I have a gym in my garage, and I could just, it's fine.
Just live right there.
You know what I mean? And it's weird because, like how you say, the bubble wrap, by me being in prison, I know that is real live monsters amongst us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people that know me that I am far from a hater.
Right.
But it's some of those motherfuckers do never,
they're evil.
Never deserve to get out of prison, right?
Yeah.
Never deserve to get out of prison. So, and you watch about these guys, and you say these guys, and I met some guys that's cool. You know, you go, in prison, and you be like, oh, this guy's a cool cat. Then you find out this guy like killed everything in the house.
Right.
You know
You're
what I
like,
mean? Killed the whole neighborhood. Just weird shit. Or he was some serial rapist, right?
Right.
With 100 fucking cases on him, and he's cool. And it's like, wait a minute. So you always on high alert because everybody, and that's the biggest thing, right? Is like the guys that get away is the ones that disguise themselves the best.
Right. Yeah.
You know
That
or
are the most low key.
People, yeah.
Yeah.
The low vibe or the shitty people, they hide themselves. They hide their shit the best, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Which is the scariest because they are like they're just. Well, and it's one time I remember Angelo he was gonna like take some mushrooms or something. He's like, I just need to go like dark, and I like lost my shit, and I was like, oh my god, you can't go dark, like oh my god, and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, could you bring that down a notch? And he's like, what does darkness look like to you? And I was like, I like rattled off like all the things I'd seen in law enforcement, like all the child crimes I've worked, like everything. And he's like, okay. He's like, that's gross. He's like, I just meant like deep in my soul. Like that's it. Like I just want to go deeper in my soul. And I was like, oh, okay, well, your dark and my dark are different, so I'll just be over here alone now. Yeah, and thank God he asked because he was like, dude, you are losing your shit. Because I was like, oh my God, that's where like everything dies, And he's like, wow, what is that? And I'm like, it's all these horrible things I've seen. Yeah, and he was like, this is not the same. These are not even alike. And I was like, oh, okay, we'll continue with your mushrooms. I'll be over here.
We listen different.
Yeah.
We hear differently, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it goes to like the communication level.
Yeah, it was a good thing he asked because we were on very different playing fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
ooh. You have to ask.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
And it's not cool for men to act shit.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean by that? Like,
yeah.
So now I'm a punk ass. No, but y'all been out the scene for a little while. Y'all married and all that shit. So it's like I ask a female something. And it's like I get the weird look.
Yeah.
Like,
dating right now is hard. Like I tell my husband all the time. I'm like, if you disappear off this planet, I'm living in the hills with cats. Because fuck this shit. Like I would never. And the thought of like my son at some point dating, I'm like, the fuck he will. I'll kill them all. But it's like no, thank you. It just seems horrible. Women are crazy right now. They're bad, and it's not even just women, but it's just like the amount of like fuckery that everybody's like bringing to the table, and like I'm like, no, thank you.
I watched a podcast the other day, and it was brought up on like a woman was complaining about the men. Men nowadays aren't like the men of yesterday's. And another guy stood up. And I have to, it just accountability is straight up, right? It helps solve a lot of fucking shit.
Yeah.
But a guy stood up and he's like, he responded to her. It's like, and you sit up here and we complain about the men, this and that, but you wake up every morning trying to be the best man you could be.
Right.
And he talking to the field, it started to the female.
Right.
And I think roles has changed.
Yeah.
Because, especially in the household, like, there's so many single mothers out here.
Right.
Or mothers and women that has gotten involved with a male adult, right? It's not necessarily a man, a provider, a protector. They have to wear those shoes or many hats also.
Right.
So that dynamic changed. And that's where a lot of it has different. It's like, you sit there and you try to have a civil conversation. The contents change from 20, 30 years ago to now.
Right.
And for me, it's hard because I'm a single. I'm a single dad, and you go hang out with somebody, and all of a sudden they get to validate. The minute you think you can volunteer information about how to raise my kid, you fucking out of there.
Yeah, that's rough.
Right, you're out of there. So, or just the time that it takes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, we can go on a date once a week or hang out over here. It's like, I don't have to see you every fucking day. I'm not trying to marry you. Right? I mean,
could you just send me a picture and we'll call it even for the week?
Half the time, it's just about bumping uglies. It's like, hey, man, that's it. All this, like, she don't need a stepmom. And I've already, been down that road, right?
Yeah.
So you got to be very cautious.
Yeah.
I can't afford that. I cannot afford.
That's why I wouldn't do it.
Invest in another relationship for it to fucking fail, right? And
well, and it's a lot of work. I mean, sometimes, it's worth it. But I'm not doing it again. Fuck that shit.
I'm sure it is. This is the time and place, too.
Right.
You know, when you got your shit.
Well, and part of relationships, too, is that, like, you're mirrors of each other, right? So whatever you haven't resolved is going to show up in your partner, and it's going to push you. And if you're in a good place and a healthy place, what pushes you will help each other to grow because you're going to do it to each other. But if you're not healthy and you're not willing to be healthy together, you'll just be volatile and you'll fucking kill each other, and it'll make it miserable. And that's, I think, the hardest part is that people think, like, oh, you have to be this whole, great human being going into a relationship. And although that sounds great on paper, the likelihood of that fucking happening, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And again, you're talking about two individuals who have some sort of differences, whether it's cultural, trauma, whatever, and you're going to mix that shit together. There's going to be fights, there's going to be arguments. But if you can look at that like a mirror and heal that together, you can be the healthiest couple. But that's a fucking ton of work, and it's hard. And you have to have the right two fucking people to do it. It can't be half, one of you's really putting your back into it, and the other one's like, fuck this shit, So it's hard. And that's, I think, the thing I learned the most, and where I was able to grow the most with my husband, is like how much he pushed me that no one else ever had to work on shit that I was like, it's not me. That's, my last relationship. And he's like, the fuck it is, girl. That's you 100%. And then you heal it, and you're like, okay, I love you. Thank you very much. God damn it, you were right. I'm a little fucking messy, but it's hard, and and that's why I was saying, like, dating now, I don't know, it just seems like we're in a very different place too of like valuing things that we didn't used to value.
Somebody has told us, men and women, that we don't need each other.
Exactly. And that you can't be masculine and I can't be soft.
Yeah, or vice versa. Or you can't be masculine and I can't be a teddy bear, right?
Exactly.
If you can't, it is so weird because I was involved with a woman for 10 years, beautiful woman, right? Amazing. We grew apart. And I think a lot of it had to do with, back to what I was saying, I didn't know how to make that switch. I come home and I'm fucking barking.
Right.
Because I expect perfection, right? And then my trade, the trade that I'm involved in, is very meticulous. It's very safety awareness. It almost has to. It's a very calculated, fine machine, or somebody will lose their life, right? Or property, millions of dollars will burn up, go up in smoke. So I think I was running my home like that during that time, and it failed miserably. And it goes, like you say, like make the switch for her, provide a safe place for this woman to communicate with me, like, yo, bro, you are fucking up. You're being a dick, or whatever.
Don't be talking crazy like that.
She was just taking it, and then eventually,
that dissolves it.
It dissolves it, right? You know what I mean? We found ourselves to be miserable, And
because you're not being authentically who you are.
We have a better relationship now. Well, I want to say that we have a very good relationship now. I'm surprised that it even got it repaired itself the way it is. But we worked hard as individuals. You know what I mean? As individuals, and then we able to communicate, because now she do not have a fucking problem calling me on my shit. She does not. And I don't have a problem this time being gentle and loving, and because listening. I do remember moments of me doing that for her, but I was the credit card spouse and dad and all that stuff. Like, what do you need? Right. You know what I mean? I got you a house with a big kitchen, or I got you a house with the big bathroom, or whatever the case may be. Right. It's weird, right, when it comes to the safety deal, because it's always a fucking moving target. It always changes.
Well, and it depends what your safety and her safety is too, right? And like you said, it has to go both ways. Like, I have to also provide a safe place for my husband to not always have to be tough, right? To have these moments where he's just like, man, I'm really just tired, and I'm fucking sick of this shit, and not be like, oh, you big pussy, get the fuck out of here. So it's like, it does go both ways, where like there are times where he can be a little softer and I can be a little stronger, and that's what makes us, because we talk about that all the time. Like, there's things that he's really great at, and there's things I'm really great at, and we're allowed to say those both make us a good couple and a strong couple because of it, rather than it being a competition of like, well, I'm better at this, or you're not good enough at that, and then that's where it starts to pull away from each other. And like you said too, like when you're in a position where you're kind of directing people all day, and then you come home and you try to direct the people at home, and they're like, I don't think so.
Yeah. And I think my relationship was like right around, I wasn't always in the management, but just the trade itself, it's like everything had to be fucking
meticulous,
in place, right? Everything had to have steps. You can't skip steps, right? And then being the reality is like being a African American male in any workforce.
Right.
You have to. I feel as though I got to be just as smart as, has twice as much as tenacity, even sometimes aggressiveness. So all that stuff is hard to turn off.
Right. When you
in
get
a
home.
20-minute drive,
Right.
after I've been that way for 10 fucking hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Constantly every day for 10 hours for the last 20 something years of
Right.
doing this trade. Right. So it's
And your childhood.
Oh, my child, yeah. I'm definitely fucked. I'm better. You know what I mean? I'm definitely was like weird and fucked up and very, that's why I say God that has a sense of humor gave me a little girl.
Yeah.
Right? To raise by myself. Well, I didn't raise her by myself, but I like to take her accomplishments. I'll take all that. Right? Yeah. I would take.
You're like that. That's all me right there. That's nice.
That's all me.
I don't know what the fuck she's doing over there. That's her mom.
Yeah. But life is life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just,
Try to keep it going.
gotta put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't
Yeah.
be scary. You can't walk that path of life and be fucking scary.
If you were
gotta
going to
take
tell
time.
yourself anything 15 years ago, what would you say?
Now, like you now, tell your 50.
Yeah, like if you were
My
sitting
15
across.
wow. 15 years? I don't know. Maybe 20 something years ago, probably. How about before I really fucked my life up,
Sure.
right?
When you feel like you needed it the most.
That would probably mainly I would key in on the two major things. Learn to regulate your emotions. Right? Regulate your emotions. And your perception is usually a misconception. Right? That's a big thing for me. That's a big thing for me. Like I took everything as a fucking challenge, right? I took everything as a challenge. I internalized everything that I think, like you said, in a toxic household, it's like I internalized everything.
Yeah.
So like everything was my fault, right? So I always had this attitude of improvement. No matter what it looked like, it was positive or negative, locomotive, because I had to move that way.
Yeah.
Hard, precise and fast, right? But those two things I would key on. It's like learn to regulate your emotions. It's like, okay, and not always. When I hear most people say that, learn to regulate your emotions, it's like it's a time and place for everything. I do appreciate anger because it allows me to set boundaries.
Sure.
Right. I also appreciate being sensitive or shedding tears. Right. But when you can't think in any of those states. Learn to regulate your emotions so you can make the best the best decision for yourself and the people that you care about, or the people in your surroundings, right, in your life. If you could regulate your emotions, you will have your outcome may come out a lot better, right? And that's what I would tell my 20-year-old self.
Nice.
Yeah, easily.
Nice.
Easily.
That was good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I know, see?
Rebecca likes to give us animal facts at the end of our podcast.
Okay, so since you were talking about George Jones, a.k.a. the possum, I'll give you a possum fact. Did you know that it's opossum, the O is silent, and the poor things are opossums. Did you know that their blood temperature is so low they actually cannot give you rabies? It's like a huge myth that possums will give you rabies, but they can't because their blood temperature is so low they can't keep it going. They just can't formulate it. And they're actually very good to have around because they eat bugs and ticks. And so where you see more possums, you see less Lyme disease, because they eat all the things that usually have ticks and dead things and all that. And they only live like 4 to 5 years. They don't live very long.
They eat all the ticks.
Because they're dying of Lyme disease. But not rabies, bitches!
Yeah, they're eating all of the
Yeah.
things.
They are the most ugliest creature in the
They're so
fucking world.
ugly. They're cute, though, with their little tails.
No,
I love an opossum. I love all animals. I'll literally die by an animal at some fucking point.
That's true.
I'm 100% sure I'm Snow White and that they want to communicate with me and they'll eat me. I'll be that white bitch that's like trying to touch a buffalo. Actually, I wouldn't, because I make fun of those bitches all the time. Because I'm like, that's a buffalo. You're gonna die, but I'll
There's
touch a
just certain
possum.
things that black folks we ain't gonna do.
I know.
I'm not gonna fuck with a possum.
I know. It's a white woman thing. There's like that guy that's like, white women ain't afraid of shit. And I'm like, he's not wrong. Because the amount of times that I'm like, could I touch that? And my Angela's like, get in the car.
Right.
Fucking, oh my God, that's a bear.
No. I just started liking dogs, right? So I just started liking dogs recently. So it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's why when people are like, are you a cat person, a dog person? I'm like, do you like to breathe air? I'll touch anything that's furry and cute and fucking fluffy. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
Down.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm gonna bring you an opossum to hang out with.
Oh, yeah. You know, people eat those fucking things.
I know, that's gross. That's sad.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they don't have rabies.
My family's from the
About to
deep.
get Lyme disease, though.
My family's from the deep south, so they fucking eat anything. If it crawls, if it doesn't walk on two legs, they gonna figure out a way to fucking eat it. They will smother that shit in any fucking thing possible. They will eat it.
I'm not. Yeah, we're not coming over for Thanksgiving on that one.
Okay.
True.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you for being here with us.
Thank y'all for having me. It's definitely had a blast.
I know, I told you.
He's like, what are we gonna talk about? I'm like, we'll
I
we'll
fucking roll it out.
And it's weird now. I just realized that
That you had fun.
if that's what you need to hear, then we'll say I had a blast. I did. I had a blast, and I am very relieved that now I get to know a little bit more about you, because I had y'all like in this like white picket fence type of women.
Oh no, we're all fucked up. We're real messy.
We can go. I wouldn't take y'all to a fucking chicken fight.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I have a huge rooster named Nugget who I will bring, and he will fucking win that chicken fight.
Thank y'all so much for having us. We had a blast, and I learned some things too.
Yeah, see?
I learned some things. I would definitely take that tool to my daughter.
Yeah, do your love
maybe
language.
I can learn something.
Yeah. One or two things.
One or two things.
Yeah.
I just needed to be, I learned something that's cost effective.
Yes, exactly. Seeing it didn't cost you $150.
As of right now, she's waiting. She's at home waiting for me to hand her her car key. She got her driver's license yesterday.
Fuck that.
Ooh,
That's exciting.
What's the closing thing? Because that's perfect for that.
Oh yeah. May your healing journey irritate the fuck out of everybody that it should. Petty-luya.
God damn it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.